What is up, everyone? Today is Tuesday, which means that it's time for another live Q&A. As always, I'm your host, Paul J Lipsky. So this is a chance for you to come in and ask me any questions, any clarifying questions that you have about any of the videos I make here on my YouTube channel. I make a lot of videos about dropshipping on different marketplaces like eBay, Facebook Marketplace. We've done Amazon in the past. I've talked about Amazon FBA. So if you've watched any of those videos and you have questions, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to come to one of these live streams. I do this for about 30 minutes every single week for you. And you can come in here live, ask me whatever questions that you have. So we are going to jump right into the chat. I'm going to say hi to people that are here. And we're going to start answering some questions that everyone has, because I already see some questions here in the chat. First, though, before we get to that, I just want to kind of thank everyone for subscribing to the channel. We've hit over 100,000 subscribers, which is completely mind-blowing. I'm still kind of gathering my thoughts about that, and we'll be making a full video about it in the future. But like I said, I just kind of have to gather my thoughts about that first. So we'll definitely be celebrating with a video about that kind of later on. But let's get into the good stuff now. Let's actually get into the Q&A here. All right. Okay. Carrie says, am I scaling too quickly? My first 30 days, I did $200 in sales. Second month, $2,000 in sales. The last 4 days, I've done $632 in sales. I'm at 64 days total. The spread between the first and second month are what worries me the most. I wouldn't worry too much about that if you're already at the point where you've scaled to that point. I think that's a nice, healthy growth. The reason Carrie's asking this is because, in general, I don't recommend that you scale up and grow any of your stores too quickly, because that can sometimes lead to red flags being sent off by the marketplace. Like eBay might say, like, who's this person, Carrie, just coming out doing $2,000 in sales her second month with this? And sometimes you'll get your account like temporarily shut down until you provide some documentation proving who you are. It's kind of a pain and it slows you down. So it's just not worth letting that happen. So you always want to scale up at a nice steady rate, not too quickly. But Carrie, I don't think you're scaling up too quickly. I know that was quite a jump between the first and second month, but you're already there and you haven't gotten any of those emails yet. So I think you're okay, Carrie. And congratulations on this success as well. It's really exciting to see that you're seeing success with dropshipping already. Hey, what's up, Bob and Jen in Pittsburgh? How's it going? Haley says, for returns, how do I send the shipping label to the customer? Please help. So no problem, Haley. So Haley, first, I'll start out by saying, I know you're a member of the course, and I promise you inside the course is a video that I'll actually walk you through and show you how to do this. But for purposes of this video, I'll just kind of talk through how to do it because I don't have an example lined up and I would have to blur out a lot of the information like addresses and whatnot. So it is in the course, but just kind of talk you through the process. If a return happens for drop shipping on one of these marketplaces, it's usually pretty simple to do. All you're going to do is go over to your supplier's website. So let's say your supplier in this scenario is Walmart. So you can go over to Walmart and tell Walmart, hey, I want to return this item. You can open up a chat with them. You can even sometimes do it directly inside your account without opening an account. So you do that, and then what you're going to get emailed to is a return label. That is the return label that needs to be put on the box to ship the item back to Walmart. Now, you're not going to print it out and use that yourself because you don't have the item. Instead, you're going to download that PDF to your computer. It's a PDF with the return label on it, the prepaid return label. And then you're going to send a message to the customer. Send them a message and say, hey, I know you want to return this item. I'm attaching to this message the return label that you can use. It is prepaid, so you don't have to pay for anything. All you need to do is box up the item, tape up the box, and print out this label and put it on the box and ship it back, and then you'll get a refund. And the great thing is that Walmart will then refund you, you'll refund the customer, and that's it. You're not going to get the package back to you. You don't have to actually handle the inventory yourself in most situations. So that's generally how it works. All right. Haley has another question here. Says, how do I find a good virtual assistant? Can I pay them hourly from online jobs? How do I interview them? Can I Zoom them? Should the camera be on or off? Great questions, Haley. So again, one of my recommendations is you can join my virtual assistant course that will teach you how to do this. But again, I'll explain how to do it here, kind of walk you through it. So a good place to find a virtual assistant, and for those of you who don't know, a virtual assistant is someone that we hire remotely. It's not someone that you'll have like come into your house or your office and actually do the work with you. You hire them remotely. And the reason this works for dropshipping is because all the stuff that we do as dropshippers is done online. We don't have to actually do any of this stuff in person. So you can do it anywhere in the world, which means you can hire anyone in the world to do this as long as they have an internet connection. So we hire these individuals, and a great website I use for that is called Online Jobs. My affiliate link for Online Jobs is in the description of this video. And the cool thing about that website is that it's really designed to help you find virtual assistants. Now, all the virtual assistants you'll find on there are from the Philippines. I like hiring individuals from the Philippines because there's not a huge language barrier. A lot of them speak English very well, and they understand American culture, and it's very easy to communicate and work with them. And they're also really great workers from what I found. So you can go on that website. It does cost money to sign up, but you only need to sign up for 1 month. And then you start posting up a job. You post up a job, and then you go through all the people that responded to that, and you set up interviews with them. Now, for the interviews, that's something that you can do either over Zoom or over Skype or Telegram or any of these messaging apps. So Haley asked if the camera has to be on for that. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to make the virtual assistant or even yourself actually engage in a video call. You can instead do just voice, or you can even just do it over chat. And that's really up to you and your preference. In the past, I always kind of wanted a video chat, but more and more I'm just finding that, hey, as long as I'm able to communicate with them over chat, it doesn't really matter, because that's how I'm going to be talking with the virtual assistant all the time. We're always going to be chatting with each other over like a text chat, so I don't really need to have a video chat. But that's up to you if you kind of want to actually see their face and get an idea of who they are. I can understand that. So that's kind of the way that you would do that. You do have to spend some time vetting them, making sure they're good. And I would definitely hire them on a trial basis, really to make sure that they're going to be a good fit for you. And then you can hire them full time. All right. Camera keeps focusing on the wrong place. So there we go. All right, we'll get back to some more of Haley's questions in a minute, but let's see some more questions. Kared says, let's see. Okay, Kared says, on Zeek, when you're scanning seller stores, how far back would you not go when looking at upload dates for products? Would dates from the last year or 6 months be too far back? How far would you not go back? So I understand what you're asking, Cred. So Zeek Analytics is a tool. It's a website that we use to help us do product research when we're drop shipping on eBay and on Facebook Marketplace for that matter. And basically what it allows you to do is it allows you to scan through eBay and allows you to scan individual sellers' stores to see what items are actually selling. So it will tell you how many times the item is sold overall. Like the other day, I was looking at some products that have sold 2,000 times since the day that they were listed. And another column will tell you how many times the item is sold in the past month. So that item, for instance, sold, I think, like 200 something times in the past month. So that kind of gives you an idea of how popular that product is. Now, there's another column that also tells you when that item was uploaded to eBay. I don't care about that, honestly. I've never looked at that column or gave it really any sort of time looking at it. If I see that the item is selling now, in other words, it's sold within the past 30 days, that's all I care about. If it was listed 5 years ago and it's still selling now, well then great. Okay, that's what I care about. I don't really care about when it was uploaded. So I honestly never even look at that date at all. George says, I've been using ChatGPT for dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace. It's helping me. What do you think? So ChatGPT is the AI chatbot that came out last year or so. That's kind of like taking the world by storm. And I've made some videos about it. I think maybe just 1 or 2 videos talking about how you could use ChatGPT for dropshipping. And one of the things I talked about was how you can use it to help rewrite your descriptions. That's where I saw it being the most powerful. ChatGPT, I tried using it for product research. I didn't think it was very strong for that. I don't think it really understands the nuances of what goes into product research. I also tried it for title building. I wasn't too impressed with that either. I didn't think it made great titles, but the descriptions it wrote, oh my goodness, it wrote some really fantastic descriptions for products. So that was kind of neat because when we're listing products onto eBay and Facebook Marketplace, the one thing I always tell my students, I always tell you guys as well on YouTube, 1, you need to change the price. You need to increase the price from your supplier's website so you actually make a profit. 2, you need to change the title. You don't want to use the title given to you by the supplier. You want to optimize it and make it better through something called title optimization. And there are tools to do that. Zeek Analytics has tools. There's other ones as well. I think AutoDS is one as well. The third thing that I never really thought was worth the time was optimizing the description. Because the descriptions given to us by our suppliers, I always thought were okay, thought they were good enough. And more importantly, I just thought the time needed in order to rewrite a description just wasn't worth it. But ChatGPT can do that for you in seconds now. And it's quite impressive what it's come out with. So if you haven't seen that video, I suggest you check it out because it's really kind of shocking how well written the descriptions are that ChatGPT is able to do for products. So that's the only place that I would use it for. George, where are you using ChatGPT? Are you using it for product research or for title building? I'm kind of curious what you're doing with that. It's very, very interesting. And I've honestly used it for a lot of my YouTube videos as well. I don't have it write my entire scripts for me for my videos, but I have it kind of like help me with ideas and ideas of what to say and how to say it, and just kind of like starting me off. Sometimes the hardest part about creating a video is really just like that mental block, that writer's block at first. So I kind of use ChatGPT to like get past that, like write me an outline for something, and then I usually change it completely. It looks nothing like what ChatGPT originally gave me, but that kind of is my starting place to kind of help me out. So it's been helpful for that as well. I haven't really used it for anything else, but I'm kind of like afraid to use it in some regards because of privacy concerns. But I'm kind of curious what other people are using it for and how they're seeing success with it, either in business or just for personal use as well. It's kind of interesting seeing where it will all go. Hey, what's up, Robert Stevens? What is up? Hello, hello. Have you ever gone over taxes for drop shipping? So taxes is something I have talked about a bit on this channel, but it always comes with the warning, the caveat, the whatever you want to call it, where I'm not a tax professional. I'm not a tax lawyer. And so I can't give that sort of tax advice at all. I just kind of give general information about my experience with taxes when it comes to drop shipping. There's really 2 types of taxes that you have to worry about as a drop shipper: sales tax and income tax. Sales tax is, when you buy something and the store, it costs $5 and you pay a little bit extra because of tax. That tax goes to the state. Whatever state you're buying that item in, it goes to that state. So even if you live in New York, but you're visiting Michigan, if you buy something in a store in Michigan, then that sales tax goes to Michigan state. And similarly, if you're living in New York and you buy something from a store in Michigan and that store ships it to you in New York, well, they're going to take that sales tax and send it to New York state in that case. That's what sales tax is. As marketplace sellers, luckily, you largely don't have to worry about that because eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, they collect all that sales tax for you and kind of distribute it. There are some nuances to that law because some states still require you to register and still report. So you have to check with your individual state. But generally, sales tax isn't a huge burden on resellers any longer. It used to be much, much larger in the past. Income tax is something different. Income tax is, what you pay the IRS April, coming up pretty soon. That's like you made $100,000 for the year. You have to pay the IRS probably like 30% of that, like somewhere around there. Sales tax in the United States is, I forget what it's called, but it changes based on your income level. So that is something I really am not the expert on at all, income tax. So you should really consult with a tax professional on that, like a CPA or a tax attorney. But it's the same general concept that you have with any other type of business, right? You have to pay income tax on your profit, not your sales. So a lot of people get this confused. If you do $100,000 in sales for the year, but you spend $100,000 on your business, you've made no profit, right? So theoretically, you would pay $0 in income tax for that business because as long as everything was a legitimate business expense, you've made no money on that. But let's say you only spend $30,000 on stuff and the $70,000 was profit. Well, then you'll be taxed on that $70,000, generally speaking. So, yeah. What's my opinion on Etsy dropshipping? So do you mean dropshipping to Etsy or from Etsy? Etsy is obviously a marketplace that's really designed for more homemade items. And I've never dropshipped from or to Etsy, to be honest. I don't think dropshipping onto Etsy would really work too well because they don't allow it. And I think they kind of monitor for that. Dropshipping from Etsy, I have heard, does work from reliable sources. Some of my friends have done it. So they've dropshipped, I think, from Etsy onto Amazon, I believe. And the cool thing is that Etsy has a lot of unique stuff. So you're not going to really see it a lot of other places. Going to be less competition for that. Gosh, it's really annoying the camera does that. So yeah, I think it could be pretty cool, but I haven't actually done it myself. I lost my place here. Okay. I think I found it. Cartoon Master says, does having a Vero name brand product automatically get you banned? And if so, how are some dropshippers able to list Vero products and not be banned or restricted? Okay. Excuse me. So Vero is eBay's verified rights owner program. I got to fix this camera. It's really annoying me. It's Vero's eBay's verified rights owner program. And what that means is that there are certain brands on eBay or certain brands that have told eBay, hey, we don't want people selling our products by using our stock images and stock description. So when you go into Walmart, it has images of the product and has a description of the product already written out. Well, those products, you're allowed to buy those, have them in your house, and then resell them using your own images and writing your own description. But if you sell certain products with the stock images and stock description, you can get in trouble on eBay, but only if the item is inside what's called eBay's Vero program. In other words, they've told eBay, hey, we don't want people using our stock images and stock description. So if you try to list one of those ones, you could get in trouble. Now, when I say get in trouble, what that means is usually if eBay catches you doing it once, you'll get a short suspension, maybe like a couple of days. If you do it again, you'll get a longer suspension and then a longer one and then a longer one and then a longer one. It's generally how it works. You generally get lots of chances to stop selling Vero items. The good news is that if you use software, it will actually alert you about this. So we do product research using Zeek Analytics, and during that process, if we find a product that is Vero, then it will warn us. There'll be a warning sign on it saying this is a Vero product, don't sell it. And let's say you don't see that, or Zeek Analytics misses it for some reason. When you try to upload it with AutoDS, you'll get the same warning. It will say, hey, this is Vero, you shouldn't list it. So there's like two kind of safety points in there with Vero to prevent you from listing it or help you avoid listing Vero products. You can list them if you wanted to, but then you run the risk of having those suspensions. Now, you were saying that some people list Vero products anyway, and that is true. And that's for a number of reasons. First reason is those people might actually have permission to list those products. You can get permission to do it. I've never heard of dropshippers getting permission, but certainly wholesalers are able to get permission to do it. And then you wouldn't get a suspension for listing those Vero products with the stock images and stock descriptions. The other situation where it comes up is where sellers just don't care and they're willing to take the risk. And some of them have kind of done trial and error where they've figured out which brands don't actually enforce it while others do. And if they just target the ones that aren't enforced as much, well, then it's kind of just like a game, because just because they're not enforcing it now doesn't mean they're not going to start enforcing it pretty soon again. Or maybe they only check every 6 months. So you can get away with it for 6 months, and then you kind of get that suspension after that. So just always be careful with that stuff. All right. Sheesh. Mohammed says, if I create a new eBay seller account with my brother's information, his bank account, a different internet, but same physical address, will eBay link those accounts? I don't know. Probably. Yes. Yeah, probably. So, yeah, eBay's able to link accounts based on certain information, and they for sure use address as well. Okay, Juan says, can you dropship to eBay using Wish? If I do that, won't the Wish tag be on the package? So a couple of things. Let's unpack this. First of all, can you dropship from Wish? You can dropship from anywhere. Should you dropship from Wish? I'd say no. Okay, my experience with Wish, and from what I've heard from other people, the products they're coming from China. A lot of times they're crappy. A lot of times you don't even get what you really ordered, or it doesn't look the same. I wouldn't dropship from Wish, personally. I just don't think they're good quality products that you're looking for. The second part of your question is, won't the item show up with Wish on the package? You don't have to worry about that. So I've dropshipped like hundreds of thousands of products at this point. Some of them come in Walmart boxes, some of them come in Home Depot, some of them come in Amazon boxes. I've had very, very few customers complain. They get the package, they rip it open, they say they got what they got, and they're happy about that, and they don't pursue it further. So my theory is that a lot of them, when you're buying from individuals on like Facebook Marketplace or even eBay, those individuals need to get their boxes from somewhere. And a lot of them will reuse boxes they've had. So if they had a delivery from Amazon, they'll reuse that box, right? So same kind of thing. You don't have to worry about that because people don't care about it. All right. Daniel says, how much can I start with eBay dropshipping with a low budget? Like the cheapest it costs to dropship? So you really don't need much. I'm going to give up on the camera being blurry. It probably doesn't even look blurry to you guys, but I'm a perfectionist and I can see that it's normally I set the exposure a bit better, but got to remember to do that next time. So what's the cheapest you can drop ship? Well, you don't need much to drop ship. You don't need to buy any inventory up front. You don't need to build a website. You don't need to pay for marketing. You do need AutoDS, but you can get a $1 trial using my affiliate link in the description below. You need an eBay account, which you can get for free. And that's it. That's all you need. And even after the $1 trial, it's pretty cheap, AutoDS, to get started with it. Maybe like $15 a month, something like that. The other thing you'll need is a credit card. The credit card is going to be used to actually fulfill your orders until eBay releases the money to you. So you use a credit card to fulfill the orders, and then when eBay releases the money to you, you can pay off the credit card and keep the rest as profit. All right, lady, welcome. Yeah, check out a lot of videos. I have a ton on here about how to do drop shipping. So definitely check them out and let me know if you have any questions. Christopher Samuel says, why is my AutoDS not uploading my items to my eBay store? I don't know, Christopher. Without looking at your account, I'm not sure. You should reach out to their support. I don't own AutoDS, so I can't give support if it's not working for you. You might not have it connected to your eBay store correctly. It could be another setting, or it could be some bug with AutoDS. So you have to reach out to them and ask them for help. All right, fingers crossed. Hopefully everything will work out pretty soon with that. Okay. Zareth wants to know, is there a way to avoid eBay's super high selling fees? I have a lot of thoughts about this. Me and my buddy Steve Rakin feel the same way about this, which is that, how can I word this correctly? This is a non-issue. That is how I should word it. It's not something that you should worry about, the super high selling fees. Here's why. Everyone on eBay is paying the same fees, pretty much. There is some variance there based on if you have store subscriptions and maybe if you're a top rated seller plus, but it's pretty much everyone's paying the same fee. And definitely everyone who's drop shipping is paying the same fee. So your competition and you are paying the same fee, which means that you both have to mark it up the same amount. So when you sell an item on eBay, you want to include how much it costs you from your supplier, how much it costs for the supplier to ship it, which is generally free or a flat rate, sales tax that you might have to pay, and your eBay fee as well, and then more for profit. So that fee is built into the cost of the item. So as eBay fees go up, every seller has to raise their fees to accommodate that. So it's just part of the price you sell the item for on eBay. So that's the first part of it, why I don't think it matters. And the other reason I don't think it matters is because look what you're getting for that fee, right? You're getting a website that's already built. You're getting an easy way to list items, and you're getting all those customers. That's the most important thing. You're getting all of those customers that eBay has. eBay has already built trust with all these customers, all these people around the world. And trust is really hard to get online. You know, if you build your own website, having someone trust it to actually purchase from you is really difficult. But eBay is a brand. They've been able to build that up, and they're now letting you piggyback off of their success and their brand awareness and the trust that customers have in that brand. That is hugely valuable. Normally, in order to actually get someone to find your website and to purchase from you, you have to pay for ads, and ads cost a lot of money, way more than usually 15%. The 15% of your overall cost go to ads, a lot more than that usually, and yet you're paying less than that to eBay with your fees. So I wouldn't really worry about it too much. I think you should really be thinking about it that way. Can you dropship from Alibaba? You can dropship from Alibaba or AliExpress, but I'm not a huge fan of dropshipping from China, so I don't do it myself. I like US-based suppliers with faster shipping time and usually generally higher quality items as well. Dead Wrong Rick says, does an enterprise store on eBay get better search results than better search ranking than a basic store? Are there any other benefits other than lightly reduced fees? No. There's no indication that signing up for a more expensive plan on eBay is going to get you ranked higher in the search results. You just get lower fees, and you don't even get lower fees after a basic store. The only thing you get are more free listings every month. So no, nothing like that. And for those of you who don't know what Rick and I are talking about, we're talking about when you sign up for eBay, you sign up for free. It doesn't cost you money to sign up. Obviously, when you sell an item, eBay takes a cut of that. But you can sign up for what's called a store subscription. So if you plan on listing more than like 250 items a month, then you should sign up for one of these store subscriptions because eBay charges you every time you list an item. And they give you more free listings when you have a subscription, one of these paid plans. Joel says, which tier plan of Zeek do you recommend? The basic one, I forget what it's called, but the beginner one, the cheapest one, that's fine to start out with. The other tiers do have more features available to them. You can try those later on if you want. Just start with the basic, cheapest plan for now. That's what I would recommend. Borna says, how do you accurately calculate profitability on eBay? So when I'm listing an item, I don't worry about this too much because AutoDS actually will use my settings that I set it up with and automatically calculate how much I should sell it for automatically. So as long as you set up AutoDS correctly, it's going to list it at the right price for you. Yeah, that's true. So if you use Amazon Prime for drop shipping, they will shut down your Prime account. So you don't want to do that. You just want to use regular Amazon account. If you're in the UK, you should look at, what's it called? Costway. I've heard Costway is a really good supplier for the UK. Juan says, when you drop ship on eBay, you post the item and then you go to the retailer's website and put the customer's name and address at checkout. Yeah, basically, Juan. So what we're doing is you would find items, let's say it's like Walmart. You'd find items on Walmart, list them up for sale on eBay. And once they sell, you would just go ahead and actually go back to Walmart, add that item to your cart, and go through the checkout process. Now, during the checkout process, Walmart's going to ask you for a few things. One, it's going to ask you for your billing information. That's your information. You're going to enter in your name, your address, your billing address, I should say, and your credit card information. But for the shipping address, you're going to enter in your customer's shipping address. That way, Walmart will ship it directly to your customer and your customer's name as well. 12 on the like. Oh yeah, I hit 100,000 subscribers. 1 million is the next milestone. A long way to go for that one. Without a credit card, it is tough. But you could do $250. It's just going to be slow growth with that because you have to intentionally not scale too quickly. so that you can, continue to have enough capital. It's going to be slow growth with that. No, you should not drop ship using Walmart Plus or Amazon Prime, because again, they'll shut those down. You can use regular Amazon and regular Walmart, but don't use their Prime versions of it. Zeke Pro, okay, there you go. Go with that one then. Bellagio says, is it normal eBay puts your payment on hold for 5 days when you open a brand new account? So eBay doesn't ever release the money to you right away, even if you have an older account anymore. So there's always going to be a delay with releasing your items. That's why you have to use a credit card. And part of that delay depends on your bank. Some banks will take longer than others to actually for you to get your payment. So that's normal for everyone. Good to be here. Glad you're here. Great questions this week. But looks like we've done them all. So that's it for this week. I really appreciate everyone coming out and asking such great questions. If you guys have any questions that weren't answered, make sure to come to the next live Q&A. I do them every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So do make sure you come and subscribe and ask your questions there. Check out some of the other videos I have. I have a lot of great videos coming out soon, and a lot of great videos in the past as well. And now that we hit 100,000 subscribers, I want to do some other cool stuff on this channel as well. So I have some ideas around that, but if you guys have any ideas, please let me know what you think I should do. If there's other businesses you want me to try, other types of drop shipping on different places, from different places. I already have some of this stuff planned out, but I'm open to suggestions. Like I'm always looking for some cool new ideas to do. So please let me know what those are. Either leave them in the live chat or leave them in the comment of any of my videos, and I'll definitely take note of them. I get some of my best ideas from some of you guys. So honestly, if you have one, let me know what it is. But that's it for this week. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And big shout out to Yasin, who just posted that he tried my method, is now getting $10,000 in sales with 20% profit, lots of orders daily. Yeah, keep it up, man. Quick advice for you is hire a virtual assistant, because they'll be able to process the orders while you can take care of everything else. But appreciate you all, and have a fantastic week.